Trump talks to Biden, diplomatic style. There are no blacks on Trump's team, and blacks are mad. But before we get started with this demonstration, let me read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear in this video that I call a demonstration is only the opinions of mine and others. Everything that you hear in this demonstration is only allegedly. I want to salute the replay gang. I want to salute those that's watching from the clouds. I want to salute all my moderators. Salute to all my troublemakers and my angels. Salute to you, him, and her. Salute to all my old subscribers as well as my new subscribers. Salute to the whole Rock Squad. Salute Aunt Esther, you old heathen. Salute Londa. I really appreciate you, Londa. You came in second place on the replay game for being active. So a big shout out to Londa Smith. She came in second place for being the most active on the replay game. Salute, Chen. I see you down there, Chen. Salute, Chen. Salute to everybody. I need everybody to put on their seatbelts. I need for everybody to clean out the wax in your ears. I need everybody to get the crust from out of your eyes, because you're going to have to use these eyes to see some things. But most and foremost, I need you all to open up your third eye. Third eye is the brain. What do I mean by the champ is here? And I got three different sections. It's three parts of this demonstration. The first part is the champ is here. The second part is Trump talks to Biden diplomatic style. The third part is there are no blacks that's on Trump's immediate team, and blacks are mad. Now, I consider Trump to be the champ. I consider Trump to be a champion because of the many obstacles that were placed in front of him that he overcame. The way that he did not give up. I mean, he could have gave up a long time ago. And that's the spirit of a champion. You know, look, there's always going to be losers, as well as there are always going to be winners. One of the difference between a winner and a loser is most winners don't give up. Most losers give up. Appreciate that super chat, Chant. Appreciate that super chat. And if you would like to support the platform, there are many ways you could support the platform. One way you could do that I read your comment. A super chat will guarantee that I answer your question because I acknowledge all super chats. So if you got a comment that I skip, if you got a question that you need for me to, if experiencing technical difficulties, if you have a comment that you would like for me to address, get a super chat because I don't read all my comments. If you got a question that you need for me to answer, grab a super chat. It's impossible for me to get to every comment. It's impossible for me to get to every question. If you would like for me to shout you out, grab a super chat. All right. I acknowledge all super chats. I see you down there, Jack. Salute to Jack. I appreciate you. But let's just go straight to part of their sit down. All right, and then we're going to dive straight into this.
Well, Mr. President-elect, former President Donald, congratulations. And looking forward to having, like they said, a smooth transition. Whether we can make sure you're accommodated, what you need. We're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. It's good. Welcome.
Thank you, and thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today. And
I agree with him, and I agree with both of them. Biden is not a loser in this. I like the way he, let Trump know, look, we are going to gracefully bow out. Salute positive eyes. He's letting Trump know we're going to gracefully bow out and give the position to you. That was very diplomatic for Biden to do. And then when you hear what Trump said to him, he said, politics is not nice. And this is what we all have to understand. And this is one thing that we need to learn from all of this. Look, politics is not nice. There were mean things said on both sides. Kamala Harris said some mean things about Trump, but I can't go without saying all the mean things that Trump said about Kamala. But it just comes with the territory. These type of things come with the territory. It's politics. It's been around for centuries. America politics is not the only politics that's out here. Americans politics is not the first politics in the world. Politics has always been around. And one thing that we learn in politics is an area called the gray area. And in the gray area, I like to consider the gray area to be a BS area. I like to deal with the black and white area. But in politics, you got the gray area. And sometimes, these politicians, they come before us and they sugarcoat things. They dress things up just to get our vote. But the one thing that I respected about Trump, he didn't do none of that. He didn't stay in the gray area. He kept it real. He kept it real with us. The other politicians, they like to stay in the gray area because they don't want to offend nobody. They too worried about offending people. Well, America has fallen so far from politicians sugarcoating things and the American people sugarcoating things. It took a champion like Trump to come into office and shake things up. It took somebody like Trump to come into office and shake things up. And that's what we are witnessing right now. We are witnessing a shakeup in American politics. Drop a 1 if you agree. Drop a 2 if you disagree.
appreciate very much a transition that's so smooth. It'll be as smooth as it can get. And I very much appreciate that, Jim.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
So there are a lot of things to gather in those few moments, which is why it's important to see all of them. We hadn't heard from Biden, we took it so quickly. So you've got to see that exchange between two people who really were in quite the epic political battle. Not just 4 years ago in 2020, but fast forward up until June 27th and that debate that basically destroyed Joe Biden's opportunity to stay atop the ticket for the Democratic Party. And when you hear the president-elect say politics is tough, and after that's over, it can be a nice world, we're in a nice world today. Martha, what goes through your mind when you hear that?
Well, first of all, that this is very short.
Right.
They brought in former President Trump. It appears to me that the White House wanted this to be as tight a moment as humanly possible.
Why do you think that is?
Well, gracious invitation, obviously, from Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a career, lifelong politician. These two men could not be more different. Donald Trump has spent his entire life in business, and then he became president and learned the ropes. Joe Biden has been in Washington since he was 28 years old. So these two men, while they are in the same ballpark of age, they are light years apart in so many ways. But I think they wanted this to be tight.
And so what you have here, you had a businessman beat a politician. You had a businessman whom I like to say overcame his obstacles, and a businessman won against a politician. I see you down there, Abdul. Yeah, I miss your crazy butt, Abdul. Now, let me tell you something, Abdul. Positive Vibes and Beautiful Night, man, and they recruited a whole bunch of troublemakers to come up against me in that chat. Abdul, I will send you to my office if I see you down there rolling with them troublemakers.
Harris, I don't think they wanted to give the incoming president the opportunity to sort of take this moment over, but it was a cordial moment between these two men, and this is what I think America wants to see. I thought for me the most sort of poignant moment was when Biden looked at Trump and said, "Welcome back."
Yeah. Bill.
It's quite a moment. I agree with you, Martha. I wrote that down as well. By the way, that fire behind them is ripping. And I don't know. I don't know if the meeting they're about to have will be as warm as that fire between the two men, but we'll find out momentarily. When he met with Barack Obama, the meeting went 90 minutes. Who's to say how long this goes? I thought what Jake Sullivan said on CBS on Sunday was kind of interesting. He said, we want to know what his ideas are. I don't think Donald Trump is the kind of guy who wants to show his hand. He's got fires that he wants to put out all over the world.
Literal ones.
Yeah, and some of these cabinet positions, not necessarily cabinet, but the people on his team, I think are very interesting. You know, Fox Digital reported 2 hours ago, they broke the news that there will be a Ukraine envoy to try and settle that matter. And that's going to be massively complicated, by the way.
Do you think that came up?
Drop a one. Drop a one if y'all consider Trump to be a champion. I see you the full life. Drop a one. Drop a one if y'all consider Trump to be a champion. Drop a two if you disagree. Drop a two if you think that the orange man with these rollers on, dressed like Big Worm, is a fool. Let's talk. Let's chop it up. I want to know y'all thoughts. And y'all already know. Hit that, double tap the screen and get my likes up. Also, I want to go to the Oval Office because the Oval Office is speaking on the meeting between Biden and Trump. All right. Matter of fact, let me get back. Let me get back, y'all. And I will come back.
For approximately 2 hours in the Oval Office. White House Chief of Staff Jeff Zients and incoming Chief of Staff Susie Wiles joined the meeting. It was a substantive meeting, an exchange of views. They discussed important national security and domestic policy issues facing the nation and the world. President Biden also raised important items on Congress's to-do list for the lame duck session, including funding the government and providing the disaster supplemental funding the president requested. Finally, the president reiterated what he said to the president-elect the day after the election and to the American people in Rose Garden just last week. We will have an orderly transition and a peaceful transition of power. With that, as you can see, I have the National Security Advisor with me, Jake Sullivan, who is going to preview APEC in Peru and also G20 in Brazil. The president is going to be leaving tomorrow, as you all know. And Jake, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Corinne, and hi, everybody. I'm going to make some brief comments about the president's trip that he leaves on tomorrow, answer a few questions, because I know the issue you are most interested in is hearing from Corinne about the meeting. So I will not dally too long up here, but I think it is important to lay out the president's trip here over the next several days. Tomorrow he travels to South America. His first stop will be Peru for the APEC summit, the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. And then he'll go on to Brazil for the first ever presidential trip to the Amazon, and then to the G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro. At APEC, the president will reinforce America's leading role in the Indo-Pacific. And over the last 4 years, he has markedly enhanced our strategic position in this vital region, from our treaty alliances to AUKUS to the Quad to the historic trilateral with Japan and Korea. And with respect to that trilateral, he will meet with President Yoon of South Korea and Prime Minister Ishiba of Japan to celebrate the historic cooperation between our three nations and discuss the importance of institutionalizing the progress we've made so that it carries forward through the transition. While in Lima, President Biden will also meet with President Xi Jinping of the People's Republic of China. This will be the third in-person meeting between the two leaders since President Biden came into office, and their final meeting as presidents. They previously met, as you know, in Bali in 2022 at the G20 summit, and at Woodside, California, near San Francisco in 2023 on the margins of the APEC summit, which was exactly 1 year and 1 day ago. And throughout his time in office, President Biden and his team have worked to effectively and responsibly manage the competition between the United States and the PRC.
Let me ask y'all something real quick. Why isn't there any blacks on Trump's immediate team? Anybody have any answers? Why isn't there any blacks? Why didn't Trump choose any blacks? Why did he choose all whites? Why didn't he choose any Asians? Why didn't he choose any Latinos? Why is it all whites on Trump's immediate team? And we're going to chop it up about that. But that's a food for thought, y'all.
The president's approach on the PRC has prioritized investments in sources of American strength at home, including growing the middle class and ensuring that America maintains its industrial capacity and its innovation edge in fields such as semiconductors and artificial intelligence. He has strengthened our alliances around the world, and especially in the Indo-Pacific. He has boosted American deterrence, and he's ensured that America remains the partner of choice for countries both in the region and across the world. The president has also taken common sense measures to advance our national security and protect our most sensitive technologies to prevent them from being exploited or used against us by the PRC, including through significant new export control measures. At the same time, the president has demonstrated that the US and the PRC can manage our differences and prevent competition from veering into conflict or confrontation. And he's done that by ensuring the maintenance of open lines of communication at the leader level, at the military-to-military level, and at every level of our respective governments. And we've also worked to advance cooperation where our interests align, including on counter-narcotics and climate change, which is what the people of our two countries expect and what the world expects. And this meeting between President Biden and President Xi will be an opportunity to ensure a smooth transition and also to continue to keep those channels of communication open, including those especially critical military-to-military channels of communication. Of course, in Lima, President Biden will also meet President Boluarte of Peru to mark the strength and durability of our bilateral relationship with Peru. After that, the president will travel to Brazil, and he'll start with a historic stop in the Amazon to underscore his personal commitment and America's continuing commitment at all levels of government and across our private sector and civil society to combat climate change at home and abroad. And this has been obviously one of the defining causes of President Biden's presidency. While in Manaus, in the Amazon, President Biden will visit the rainforest, engage with local leaders who are working to preserve and protect this critical ecosystem. And as I noted, this will be the first ever visit of a sitting U.S. president to the Amazon.
Now let me ask y'all something. Why all of a sudden are we hearing from Biden? Salute Zena, salute Zena. We got 400 watching with 18 likes. Y'all double tap that screen and get my likes up. We got 400 watching and only 19 likes. Double tap the screen and get my likes up. Why are we just hearing from Biden? Somebody explain that to me. Why are we just hearing from President Biden? Now, Trump is handling this very diplomatic, all right? Salute Sharon, salute Sharon. And this is another strategic move from Donald Trump. We got to remember, he's not a politician. He's a businessman, right? And so businessmen, they have a strategy, all right? And one thing that I like about Trump and his strategy, he knows when to go hard in the paint. He knows when to come out of the paint and just move slow. I explained you all about a businessman before. You have to understand anybody in business. It's a strategic move to file bankruptcy, even those that are not businessmen and businesswomen. Even the average American, we knows if you file bankruptcy, it does what? I'm not going to give up no free game. I ain't about to give y'all no free game, all right? But when you mention to me, yeah, he filed for bankruptcy, that's part of a strategic move for businessmen and businesswomen. Filing for bankruptcy is a strategic move for Americans. So you gotta miss me when you throw he's not a good businessman. Filing bankruptcy, that just comes with the territory, all right? But he's going into this meeting with Biden, and he's going into it very strategic, and he's going into it diplomatic. You know, I done already defeated y'all, so it's no need for me to keep beating a dead horse. It's no need for me to rub it in to my enemies that I've won or I've defeated y'all. Go back to the Trump and Biden presidential debate, not Kamala and Trump. Go back to Trump and Biden's debate. He could have really poured it on Biden, but he didn't because he understood, hey, look, man. In other words, he was begging for the Democrats to get your boy. Y'all gonna need somebody else to run up against me because Biden is not there. Let's get back. Y'all know every time I start dropping jewels, I'm always experiencing technical difficulties.
If you end up with long COVID,
Give me 1 second, y'all. And make sure y'all get my likes up. I see everybody down there in the chat. I see y'all. Give me a minute. And when it comes to why he only have all white members on his team, it's a reason for that. And I'm going to chop it up on why he don't have no blacks. And I know a lot of blacks are going to get mad at me. Hey, y'all already mad at me. So this demonstration is all about the truth. All right? So y'all already mad at me. But I got to tell y'all the truth. I got to give it to y'all raw on the reason why he don't have no blacks in his cabinet.
My successor, the person who's been floated as the Secretary of State, these are people who have very much focused on that challenge, and we'll look forward to talking to them about how we've approached it and obviously pass on the current state of play. Then there's the most immediate issue, which is Iran and its proxy groups continue to take actions that directly threaten Americans and American interests in the Middle East, and that has to be dealt with on an urgent basis. Now, that's at the macro level and the micro level. In between those two, you have an ongoing war of aggression by Russia against Ukraine, representing a larger threat to European security and therefore global security, and you've got North Korea coming behind to provide troops in that war. So these are all issues for which we have clear approaches, working in coordination with allies and partners, and we are going to try to ensure that we pass off each of these areas to the next team in a way that is as smooth as possible.
Last time he was, just to follow quickly, last time in that same meeting, Obama told Trump that he had real concerns about the hiring of a national security advisor, Mike Flynn. Donald Trump ultimately hired Mike Flynn. Do you have any concerns about the names that you have heard mentioned so far and announced so far by Donald Trump to serve in his administration in a national security role?
I know some of them. I've engaged with some of them, and people like, for example, Congressman Waltz, who's been named to be my replacement. He's somebody that I have engaged with in the past. I respect his service to this country in uniform. He's put his life on the line. I respect his service in Congress. He and I obviously don't see eye to eye on every issue, but I am very much looking forward to engaging him over these next 60 days, as I said, so that we can have this smooth handoff. There are other people that he's named who I just don't know, I haven't met, and therefore can't comment on it. Yeah.
You talk about wanting to engage, wanting to smooth this transition. Why hasn't it happened yet? Is is the signing of the MOUs an actual issue that is preventing you from coordinating with the incoming Trump team?
So I'll defer to Karine to kind of go into the nitty gritty. What I'll say at a broad level, though, is the MOU creates the opening for the landing teams to arrive at the agencies, to include the NSC. But that doesn't mean that we can't reach out and get, and express our willingness to engage with our counterparts, our incoming counterparts. We've done that, and so I expect that in a matter of days here, we should be able to have some engagement. Of course, that depends on whether the incoming team wants to engage, and that will be up to them. But for our part, we are more than willing to do what is our responsibility as directed by the president, frankly, as dictated by the Constitution, which is to ensure the peaceful transition of power.
A China-related question as well. The Biden administration largely left in place the Trump-era tariffs on China. The policy towards China hasn't been wildly divergent. Do you see the potential for bipartisan agreement on the relationship with China in the next administration or going forward?
I think for us to succeed in the long-term competition with the PRC, it will require a bipartisan foundation. The best traditions of American foreign policy have always had a bipartisan element, and many aspects of the policy that we have pursued in this administration with respect to the PRC and with respect to the Indo-Pacific have been bipartisan. By the way, the same thing is true with respect to Ukraine, where there has been strong bipartisan support and votes in both the House and the Senate for the resources and the strategy for Ukraine. So from our perspective, we would like to see that continue. Now, obviously, we don't know what the incoming team is going to do, how divergent they will be. Those will be decisions they take, not for me to comment on. All I can say is that when it comes to investing in our alliances, the sources of strength at home, the protections of our advanced technologies, these are things we're going to advocate continue because we think that they are not political issues, they're American issues that can serve all of the people of this country. Yeah.
Do you hear what he's saying? Do you hear what he's saying? These issues are not political issues. These are American issues that affects us all. See what type of change. Salute, Jamie. Salute, Johnny Boy. See, Miss P, I see y'all. See the difference when a politician is in office compared to when a businessman is in office? See, already Trump is looking at from a business perspective. Hey, why is all of these other countries, China in particular, but why is these other countries getting filthy rich off of America? In return, we don't get nothing back from them. Do y'all realize that the Asians, the Asian nations, the Chinese, do y'all realize that they can come to this country and they can go 5 years or more without having to pay taxes? Is that a good idea? Is that a smart idea? No. This is what Trump is trying to get across to the American people. Look, China has been eating off of us like a fat rat. Why? Why haven't the presidents before? Why haven't Biden? Not only Biden, why haven't Obama? But Obama was worried about issues that was way off. What issues are you talking about, Shank? Obama was more concerned about same-sex marriages. I went over this. Kamala was more concerned about transgenders, passing rights for transgenders, but not passing rights for just the regular American. We got to focus on the regular Americans. Who are the regular Americans? Black Americans, white Americans, and legal immigrants. Those are the three classes, those are the three groups of Americans that Trump is talking about. Now, if you're a black American, you fall under that category. If you're a white American, you fall under that category. If you are legal, if you are a legal immigrant, then you fall under Trump's umbrella. We keep taking what Trump says and we keep twisting the narrative and we keep running left with it. Any and everything that Trump comes up with, we run to the left with it. We are so in our feelings as black people. We got in our feelings when he said that the illegal immigrants are coming to this country and taking black jobs. Black Americans got so caught up in their feelings. Any and everything that somebody says about black people, we get in our feelings. The LGBT community. If you mention anything about transgenders, they automatically get in their feelings. Why? Why? Somebody explain to me why. Why are we still caught up in our feelings when it comes to this presidential debate? Trump said it himself. Politics is not nice. What we got going on, what we have to deal with is not nice. But at the end of the day, it's about right versus wrong. It's about uncivilized versus civilized. It doesn't make a difference what nationality you are. It doesn't make a difference of your gender. This is what America is supposed to be all about. America has lost its way because America is doing a lot of discrimination. It's a lot of discrimination that's going on in America. But if we stick to the fundamental principles of America, I promise y'all, America will be great again. Many of y'all say, Shank, America was never great. I done already covered that. I covered that. But we have to move forward. We have to go forward and stop looking in the back of us. As black people, I stress this to y'all all the time. We got to get out of our feelings. It's no longer a black thing. It's a right versus wrong thing. It's an uncivilized versus a civilized thing. Yeah, in the 80s, the 70s, and all that, it was a black thing. It's no longer a black thing. It's no longer a white thing. When it comes to white people and this white privilege, y'all have to move past white privilege. It is what it is. And this is just where we're at now. We got to let go of the past. We know what happened in the past. We know what happened. Don't think for 1 minute that because what you hear on the internet is new. This whole woke culture. Do y'all know how long this information and this knowledge that y'all are just getting on social media? Do y'all know how long it's been around? It's been here. I hear people saying, in order for us to be free, we have to have education. We already fought that battle. We've been fought that battle of education. The people have education. We fought that battle. I hear people saying, knowledge is the key to free us. We've been fought that battle. We've been gained the knowledge. Any and everything that y'all are saying today that we need, we already conquered that. We've been conquered that. It's a new day in time. Yeah, but Shank, Trump, he's trying to give reparations to white people. Somebody explain to me how Trump is trying to give white people reparations. Somebody, I'll wait. I see you still swinging podcast. I'll wait. How is it that Trump is trying to give white people reparations? See, we got to be careful first of the information that we take in. Y'all double tap my screen. Hit that double tap. I got 700 people in here. I should have at least 100 likes. Double tap that screen and get my likes up. I got 712 people watching. Double tap the screen and get my likes up. But how is he giving reparations to white people? And then you still have to take it. He still have to take it to the House. But here go the narrative twisting. All right. Yeah, Shank, but how is it he giving white people reparations, but blacks don't have reparations? It ain't Trump's fault that black people don't have reparations. It's black people's fault that we don't have reparations. I mean, do y'all really want to discuss reparations for black people? It's black people's fault why we don't got reparations. We dropped the ball a long time ago. Get over it. We can get reparations, but we too stupid to get reparations because the things that we really need, we bypass it. The things that we want, we run to the things that we want instead of focusing on what we need. We could have been had reparations. Reparations was been owed to us, right? Where the Democrats at? See, the Democrats don't want to hear the truth. When you start speaking the truth, there's one thing I learned about those Democrats. They run from the truth. Why hasn't the Democrats made it for us to have reparations? The majority of black people are Democrats. Let me guess. Shank, but it's more other important issues than reparations. Come on, black people. Come on, black people. And I know I'm going to lose a lot of subscribers because of this demonstration. But if you've been around Shank Rock, you already know how I feel about subscribers. So subscribers come and subscribers go. Let me give you a welcoming out of my chat. Let me escort you off of my platform. Let me give you a lunch so you can go on about your business. I can't sugarcoat it no more. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it no more. You either with it or you ain't. You either rock with Shank Rock or you don't. Bye. I ain't going to miss you. But I got to deliver the message. I got to deliver the message. Focus on Trump. Focus on him being a champion. Focus on all the obstacles that he went through. Focus on everything that he overcame. For Christ's sake, the man was popped in his ear. I know. It was fake, Shank. Oh, y'all tough. Y'all tough. But that's what you get when people refuse to give you your flowers. Stop drinking the Haterade. Let the Haterade go. There's a lot of y'all that are drinking Donald Trump's Haterade. Yeah, all right, Shank, all right, you gonna see. What worse can Trump get us into that we already ain't been into? Shank, he gonna make black people slaves again. What are you talking about? We still are slaves. And if you think for 1 second that he has the power to make us physical slaves again, then you really are out of touch with reality. Because there's no way in the world that black people are going to allow anybody to put them in physical chains. If you know anything about slavery, you'll know that we were tricked. But I'm not going to give that to y'all in this demonstration. So Trump doesn't have the power. Trump doesn't have the power to put us back into physical bondage. He can try. But I keep stressing to y'all, and y'all have to pay attention, and y'all have to listen to me when I tell y'all this. It's not up to the president to make our condition. Salute Monica, salute Monica, salute Monica. It's not up to the president to make our conditions better as a people. It's just not up to the president. No other race on the earth is worrying about some other people making their conditions better than Black Americans. Why? Why do we insist on making these or holding these people obligated to making our conditions better? Have you looked at Black women lately? Have y'all looked at Black women lately? Sure, you looked at Black women lately because you follow Kamala's campaign. You seen the Black women that Kamala brought up on the stage to perform at her campaign. It's something wrong right there. Black women, it's something wrong right there. And I ain't talking to all Black women because the majority of Black women cannot stand Kamala Harris. The majority of Black women despise what Kamala done by bringing the Cardi B's and all of them up there. Do y'all realize how many righteous Black women that were overlooked? Do y'all realize how many virtuous Black women that were overlooked, that got stepped on by Kamala and the Democrat Party, bringing Cardi B and them and Beyonce and them up on the stage, and they paid them? Man, if y'all don't go ahead with all the BS. So even when you seen the many celebrities campaigning for Kamala, they were paid millions of dollars to campaign for her. What part of this y'all don't understand? Trump didn't have to do any of that. You ain't gonna find nobody that's gonna say he paid me millions of dollars. Nobody is going to come up and tell you that Trump paid us millions of dollars. They were willing to come forward. They all were willing to come forward to speak at his rallies. Why? Because they see a champion. They see a champion. I mean, what more do I gotta say to y'all? And for white people that's still pushing the racist card, y'all can miss me with that. Y'all can go ahead with that. Because if y'all think that we're going to stand by and allow y'all to just push us around, y'all got another thing coming. And I keep telling y'all, just get a group of Black people that's with it. Meet us in any stadium. And you could go to any city. You could go to any hood in America. Go to the Black people that will give y'all a fight back. That's my words to the racist white people. And it is still some racist white people out here. So we ain't gonna act like it's not. We ain't gonna act like it's not. But as a nation, Black people, white people, these immigrants, what are we doing? Are we still going to focus on the past? Get my likes up, y'all. Double tap the screen. So we gotta go and look within ourselves. I don't know how much longer I can keep giving y'all these demonstrations. I'm telling y'all because I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of giving y'all these wonderful demonstrations that go in one ear and out the other ear. We got to get our ish together. I got to get my ish together. You got to get your ish together. We all got to get our ish together. We all. But what we can't keep doing, we can't keep complaining the president. I would be saying the same thing if Kamala won. I would be saying the same thing. I think Kamala would have made a decent president. I just didn't feel like she'd make a better president than Trump. But I would be giving the same teachings about Kamala. I would be telling everybody, don't expect for Kamala Harris to fix your condition that you can fix yourself. Don't expect no president to fix what you can fix for yourself. Don't expect Shankrock. Don't expect nobody to fix for you what you could fix for yourself. Now that's facts. And I'll argue that case with anybody. Don't expect for nobody to fix in your life what you can fix for yourself. If you don't got no money, first step, you got to go get a job. If you don't got no money, that's the first step. And the job that you need to go get might not be the job that you want. It might not even be the job that you are skilled at. But if you need money, you need to go get a job. That's the first step. If you want to become rich, then you are going to have to get multiple jobs. And along with becoming rich, you're going to have a plan. It's called a business plan in order for you to get rich. And all the people that I know that became rich, they didn't become rich overnight. All the people that I know that are rich, they had to invest their money. Are you listening to me? Because some of y'all are so tight with y'all money that y'all won't even invest $100 in yourself. Build your credit up. Build your credit up. That's your first step. But you got to have a business plan in order for you to become rich. You want Trump to work for you? You say, man, Shank, Trump, he only making it good for his rich people. Okay, work on becoming rich. What are you doing? What are you doing to become rich? You got to work. There's no way getting around it. So let's stop talking about what other people are not doing for us. Let's stop talking about people don't support us. Do you know how many people that I personally know that don't support me? But I don't worry about those that I know that don't support me. Do you know the thousands and thousands of people that I don't know that support me? So that's who I focus on. And I see everybody down there in the chat moving too fast, and I got to get my demonstration off so I don't lose focus. But I see everybody in the chat. Salute to the chat. But I don't focus on those that don't support me. I focus on those that do support me. That's a start. That goes into your business strategy. Okay, I'm not going to focus on those that don't support me because that's what most of us do when we come into business. I did it. And all of the business people that I talked to did the same thing. They had this idea. They had this product. And the first thing that they did, they went to friends and family. Some of the friends supported, some of the family supported, but the majority of their friends and family did not support them. So I'm giving y'all free game, but most of y'all already know what I'm giving to y'all. I'm not giving no new game to y'all. I'm not giving y'all no new information. I'm just giving free information. All right? But you got this product. Start with those that don't know you. Because when you go to people that do know you, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna what? 9 times out of 10, the people that do know you, 9 times out of 10, they're going to want you to give that product that you invested in, they're going to want you to give it to them for free. And if they don't want you to give it to them for free, they're going to want you to give it to them at a discount price. However, when you go and you market and you push your product to people that don't know you, they're more willing to pay the full price that you're asking for, along with a tip, along with promoting your product. Because it's sad, but it's true. Strangers would rather see you on top before your own family and friends. And that's true, but that's a part of business. That goes along with your business plan. Okay, so now you got this job, okay, because you ain't had no money, so you follow that procedures of getting the job. So now you got this 9 to 5, and you got money coming in. Now you got to manage your money. Take your gas and electric money and go buy a new pair of shoes. You can't take your rent money and go buy a whole outfit and go out. You can't do that. So when you got that 9 to 5, you got to manage that money. Now you got multiple sources of income that's coming in. Now you got this. Every time that I start dropping jewels, it always give me technical difficulties. But now you got this business plan that you about to work. You invest in your money. You got this product. All right. Now you're not expecting nothing from nobody. You're not expecting no support from your friends or your family. You out there and you got this business plan. All right. You got to keep in mind, you got to have social skills. But even if you don't have social skills, there's an answer to those that don't have social skills. Let your product do the talking. Sometimes you don't even have to open up your mouth. Sometimes you could just let your product do the talking, right? So you work in this business. You work in this business. And guess what? You're not worried about nobody that's not supporting you because you're working this product and you're getting support. You're starting to get support. One of the most important things that come along with being into business. You got to be careful because just like working a 9 to 5, you got to manage your money proper. When you're in business for yourself, you got to manage that money. And no, in business, you might not be able to spend any of the finances that is coming into your business. It might take you a year. It might take you 5 years. It might even take you 10 years. Just depends on the business and how well the business is doing. But your first recoup of the money from the product, do not look to spend that money on nothing else but what? More product. Because you want to make sure that your inventory is stocked up. Why? Because once the product starts to sell, guess what? Bam, it's going to be selling. And if you run out of inventory, if you don't have the product in stock because you didn't take the recoup money to get more inventory, when the sales start to come in, you ain't got no product to deliver to the people. Look, I appreciate everybody down there. I wish I could have came down there in the chat because I know y'all was dropping some nice comments and I know y'all were asking some good questions. But once I get started in my demonstrations, if I go and entertain the chat, I'll lose focus on my thoughts. And I really needed to get these thoughts out of my head. I really needed to bless you all with these thoughts. All right. But I just want to say that I appreciate all of y'all. I had at least a good 585 people watching at one time. But the numbers went all the way up to 796. And for me, that's a blessing because I started this platform and I used to only had 3 people in my chat. I used to only had 3 people watching me. So to see all of these people pulling up to hear what I got to say, it's a blessing. And I really appreciate all of y'all support. I really appreciate y'all support. I just stress to y'all, we as a people, we got to do better. We got to do better. Let the president, let Donald Trump, let him do what he do. He's a character. He's a character. He's a character. You know, he got a big mouth. He don't know what to say out his big mouth. But I do believe that he will get down to business. Hey, I'm not going to agree with everything he do. I'm not. And I know you're not going to agree with everything that Donald Trump does. I know. Some things that he do, we going to be like, what? But let's let the man do his job. And for all of the Kamala Harris supporters, she put up a good fight. She did. And I said it, and I'll say it again, and then I'll close out. It was the Democrat Party that failed Kamala Harris. They been knew that Biden wasn't capable They been knew that. They waited too long to put Kamala in. They waited too long. They should have been let her be the candidate, the Democrat candidate that's going to run. Because 104 days, that just wasn't enough time. And maybe if she would have had more time, then maybe she would have understood it. If nobody else understood it, maybe she would have understood it. It's nowhere in the world that I can overlook the real people that I want to vote for me. It's no way that I can overlook them and bring these celebrities that I have to pay. It's no way in the world that I'm going to bring the celebrities and pay them when I could bring real people to vote for me. So I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Salute, and I'll see y'all on the next demonstration.